Seguimos. Muchos peregrinos se quedan junto a la aldea del pueblo. Pensé que habría más silencio junto al río y ahora soy yo la que hace ruido. Bueno, en estos momentos no, la verdad.
The cold will kill you. I can't leave without my ring.
Ah, pero está ahí el anillo, lo veo. ¿Era esto? Lo encontré. Guardar. Hombre.
I found it. Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You are a very kind woman. So very, very kind.
Pobrecita.
I'm glad I could help. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
¿Ya va sentando un calor?
Are you getting warmer? I am, thank you.
Ok, háblame del anillo.
I can see this ring is very precious to you. It was a gift from my stepmother. She thought I would stay forever, but I didn't.
¿Por qué te fuiste? Si no,
Why did you leave?
Oh,
I thought I didn't belong. She always said I was her daughter, but I was sure she was lying. I was so selfish and so stupid. Too stupid to see I really was happy.
ya.
Tell me about your stepmother. She was such a kind woman. So very, very kind.
A lo mejor no eras feliz.
Maybe you really weren't happy. I don't know. I was very young and thought I was unhappy because I didn't live close to the sea. But in the end, the sea did not feel the same about me. The cold there made me sick. It took away my sight.
Qué horror. ¿Por qué no volviste?
Why didn't you go back? She had been so angry when I left. So angry and disappointed. She would have never let me return. Ah, that's why you went on the pilgrimage. Yes, so that St. James might see my devotion and I will be united with my mother in heaven. I'm just not as kind as you. Not kind at all.
A ver.
You're too hard on yourself. I don't know. I too am trying to make amends with the one man I loved the most. I was told he went straight to Santiago. You will know soon. Not soon enough. It's still 4 weeks till I get there. He'll be there, I'm sure of it.
Bueno, a ver qué tal.
I hope so. I just feel that with every day that passes, I'm losing him a bit more. And that the only thing I can allow myself still to hope for is not love, but forgiveness. I understand. Hey, hush now. Not long now and our journey will be over,
Bueno, esa es tu opinión. El Camino de Santiago, examinar. El Camino de Santiago. El camino es una ruta cristiana de peregrinaje hasta la Catedral de Santiago de Compostela, donde se cree que yacen los restos de Santiago, el mayor de Santiago el Mayor, apóstol de Jesús. El peregrinaje a Santiago es considerado, junto a los de Roma y Jerusalén, uno de los más importantes de la cristiandad. Para los creyentes, emprender esta travesía es la única forma de liberar al peregrino de sus pecados. Llegado el siglo XII, el camino era ya una institución bien organizada. Incluso se escribió un libro a modo de guía de viaje para peregrinos, el Códice Calixtino. La concha de Vieira, símbolo de Santiago y del camino, guía a los peregrinos, quizá porque el mar aguarda al final de su viaje. La concha de la Vieira. Estamos en España, vamos, Bilbao, Burgos, Logroño, Pamplona, boom, vamos.
The woman's name was Alba. She came from a small town somewhere in Catalonia.
Toma.
I quickly got used to her constantly feeling out for her stepmother's ring and the sad guilt that would always follow in her milky eyes. I wasn't sure if she appreciated my company, but I couldn't leave her on her own either. By the time we reached Los Arcos, she'd stopped talking, while I kept on dropping a kind word here and there to let her know I was still by her side.
Vale, vamos a Burgos.
Alba believed herself to be of weak mind and body, and yet she walked the Camino with a strong sense of purpose that willed her onward. It made me wonder about what I'd told her about my own journey. Did I hope for love, or was I really traveling because I needed him to forgive me?
Hombre, tampoco es que la hayan malado, quiero decir, a ver.
But what was there to forgive? My decision to marry Alfred had been in the best interest of the people of Shiring. It was a sacrifice I had to make to stop the evil reign of William Hamley. These questions had haunted me for a long time now. But if I really was going to see Jack soon, it was time to make up my mind.
Si le estás buscando, que sea porque le quieres y porque quieres iniciar una vida con él. Porque ninguno de los dos ha hecho nada más que ser azotado por el curso de los acontecimientos. Sin ningún tipo de control. Ya está. Hombre, Jack podría haber sido un poco menos visceral con Alfred y a lo mejor no habría pasado nada de esto. Seguir el camino. A León.
Around Lyon, the path began to gradually turn uphill. It was only 2 more weeks till we'd reached Santiago. The baby was in a good mood, and so, surprisingly, was Alba.
Muy bien, seguir el camino.
After Astorga, the trail got more difficult. Alba became slower and slower, and we had to rest more. She became quiet again. The strain on her old body grew, and she worried that she might not be able to reach the end. Still, we managed to push onward.
Ponferrada.
The next morning, she refused to get up. Her breathing was disturbingly shallow, and she hardly noticed me touching her forehead. Everything hurts, she said, and urged me to continue without her.
No podemos esperar, ¿eh? No, quedarse con ella.
Of course, I stayed with her. I brought her food and water and sat by her side. But day after day, her condition grew worse. She kept on urging me to go, to find Jack, saying the monks of Ponferrada would take care of her.
Le podemos encontrar o no le podemos encontrar, pero... A ver, esto sería bastante injusto. Estoy junto a ella.
I'd hardly known her, and most of the time she'd tried to push me away, as if she considered herself a nuisance that slowed me down and who didn't deserve company. It wasn't until a few moments before she died that, for the first time, she smiled at me, and I like to believe that she saw me smile back. I still like to believe that here, in this unlikely place, dying next to a near stranger, she'd found a moment of serenity and happiness, but she'd not reached Santiago. When I left, that thought still haunted me. To see that a journey could come to an end so suddenly. But what would be different if she had reached Santiago? Could she have been disappointed by what she found?
Ahora, caminito, prosigue hacia Santiago de Compostela. Tras un mes en el camino de Santiago,
After months of hard travel, the child and I finally reached Santiago de Compostela. In the evening, we attended Mass in the great cathedral, then started to roam the town looking for my dear Jack. It was almost dawn when finally a priest pointed me to an inn close by.
uy, el perrete, qué bonito. Me lo como. Posadera. Debe de haber muchas personas al día. Voy a acercarme. Hostia, el rostro de Jack cada vez está más roto, ¿eh?
I'm looking for a man who likes to read a lot.
E logo anda sempre cun libro en riba.
Have you seen anyone like that?
Pero, por que levas un libro en riba? Basta escangallar co peso.
She doesn't even understand that I'm looking for a person yet.
¿Alguien los ha dejado aquí o los ha olvidado? Este grupo de peregrinos bebidos. Vale. Chimenea, un fuego humeante, cálido y acogedor. Ah, supongo que en Santiago tienen que estar acostumbrados al peregrinaje, ¿no? Incluso a día de hoy, aunque se da en cierta época del año. Peregrino descansando, hace una buena noche, pronto saldrá el sol.
Buenos dias. Do you understand me?
Sinto ben, pero non temos camas dispoñibles.
No, I don't need a room. I was told a friend of mine stayed here some time ago. A red-haired Englishman called Jack. Do you remember him?
Eu só che falo en galego, miña rula.
Francais? English?
¿Galego o nada?
Oh, que cousiña! Eche rubio.
Sí, redhead. Have you seen his father, Padre del Niño? Jack Jackson?
Ven sendo un peregrino?
What?
É un peregrino?
Oh, no. He's not a pilgrim.
Entón, quen ven sendo?
Es un albañil.
He's a mason.
Ai, mal rayo, me partas entendo o que me estás a contar.
¿Señalar algo?
Let me show you something.
Ah, señalar la catedral.
He's a mason. He builds things like that.
Ah, eche masón. Albanel.
Sí, a mason. It's the same word in Galician.
Por aquí pasan unha morea de masóns. Non me poderías dicir algo máis sobre el?
Oín falar dun masón que dis que se dedica a traducir libros en Toledo.
Polo visto, di que se chama Jack.
Yes, Jack. Have you seen him?
Non sei cal será o seu apelido, pero ben é certo que non chai moitos masóns rubios aos que lles guste ler. Se tan desesperada está, por que non vai a Toledo a comprobalo por si mesma?
Entón, marchou para Toledo.
¿Toledo?
He went to Toledo?
A Toledo marchou, sí.
Di que o teu Jack podería estar en Toledo.
All right, so I will go to Toledo then. Gracias. I just pray that I understood you correctly.
Ay, Dios. Menudo viajecito, ¿eh? Menudo viajecito. ¡Vamos! ¡Toledo! Un mes tras la llegada a Santiago. Oh, Toledo.
Buenos dias. Parlez-vous français? English?
Of course. How may I help you?
I was told a man named Jack Jackson lives in this house.
Who told you this?
A group of scholars living at the edge of town. They said he used to translate old scriptures about mathematics before he moved here.
Please wait here. I will talk with Master Rashid.
Por favor, que lo pueda encontrar ya, tío. No me mareen más. Eso es algo apuntado. He visto unos cuantos desde que dejé Inglaterra. Por favor, que esté ya aquí. Columnas me recuerdan al claustro de Kingsbridge. Aunque en lugar de proteger el mal tiempo, lo hacen del bueno. Ya que deben encantar. Si no quiere marcharse y si es más feliz sin mí. A lo mejor quiere que te quedes, ¿no? Una grande y luminosa, no como las casas inglesas. ¡Oh! Maravilla de fuente. Arquitectura árabe, arquitectura musulmana. Columnas, ok. Un lagartijo. Dar un vistazo al interior, ¿queremos? Mira. Entrar. Nos podemos meter un follón por entrar, pero... Esta es la onda de Jack.
It's his.
Ya que está aquí, esta es la prueba definitiva. Me han dado un logro. Artilugios con forma de pájaro. Un pájaro artificial conectado a lo que sea eso. ¿Qué es esto? Elaborada, nunca había visto nada igual. Qué preciosidad de artesanía, mucho más real que un... muy bien. Oh. Uy. Uy.
Oh, there you are. May I ask who let you stroll around our house?
Me pidieron que esperase aquí.
I was asked to wait here.
Yes, my servant told me already. My father's not here at the moment, so you'll have to make do with me. Unfortunately, I must disappoint you. There's no one called Jack living in this house.
Qué cabrona, tío, no jodas. He encontrado su onda.
He must be here. I found his slingshot.
What? Who allowed you inside my father's archive?
Déjame hablar con él. Oh,
Please,
Dios.
let me talk to him.
I'm sorry, but this is not easy for any of us. I think you should know that Jack and I are promised to each other.
Ay,
Maybe you
Dios.
should go inside. The sun's burning, and my mother doesn't need to hear us. Jack told me about you. You are Aliena. You're the one who rejected him and married his stepbrother. And now you want him back.
Necesito que mi hijo conozca a su padre. No, no voy a arrebatártelo. No.
I'm sorry. I didn't know he was engaged to someone else. It's not my intention to cause you two any trouble.
He always said that he had come here to find out about his family. But instead, he found out about everything else. About philosophy, mathematics. When he and my father met, it was love at first sight. They studied together and made great plans. But in the end, Jack would always start talking about his cathedral again. This great church he would build one day.
Ha heredado esa obsesión.
Pointed windows. He'd ramble on about it for hours and stare up at that ceiling. We three sat here for hours and talked. And then in the evenings, it would be just the two of us. So many strange ideas about the future. Some barely more than silly dreams. Others almost in arm's reach.
He always had his head in the clouds.
Oh, yes. Well, he's not here anymore. My father had offered him work as a master builder here in Toledo. He would have been well off and free to spend his evenings under vaults like this, with me as his wife. But in the end, he refused.
Oh.
Tell me, did you really marry his stepbrother?
Sí, la verdad. Como tuve que hacerlo. En realidad no, pero cometí un error, tío.
It was a mistake. I know that now. I did it to fulfill a promise I'd made to my father. I thought I had no choice. I didn't want to hurt him. Believe me.
I do. You know, he left me because of you. Even after all you did to him, he couldn't let go. You can be glad that you ran into me and not my mother. She was enraged when he left.
He can have that effect on people.
But apart from that, we made our peace with him. Father
Pues
even gave
hace
him one
tiempo
of his
que se ha ido.
favorite pieces of his collection as a parting gift.
Ah, la Virgen.
A small wooden statue with stone eyes, in exchange for his slingshot.
Would you mind telling me where he went?
He went to Paris to work on the Cathedral of Saint-Denis. He said he never found out about his father, so there was no reason to stay down here anymore.
Paris?
Yes. If you find him there, tell him I don't miss him.
Thank you, and all the best to your family.
Thank you. What is the child's name, by the way?
He has none yet. I wouldn't name him without Jack.
Isn't that a bit silly?
Maybe. But he's his son as well as mine. It's his right to have a say in it too.
Then off to Paris. That baby needs a name.
He will get one. Thank you.
Vaya. Personas dignas. Personas dignas de ser hombre en este juego. Maravilloso. Sorprendente. Increíble.
I travelled back along the Way of St. James, passing through Astorga, Lyon, and Burgos. I crossed the Pyrenees, revisiting Bordeaux, Angoulême, Poitiers, but never stayed longer than one night. The closer I came to Paris, the stronger my old doubts and fears resurfaced. If Jack really was there, what was I to say to him?
La abrazaría con fuerza.
I'd pull him very, very close, wishing for all the wounds to heal as quickly as they could.
Tres meses después. Mucho tiempo, claro, si te paras a pensar entre viaje y viaje. Basílica de Saint-Denis. Ok. Vamos a ver qué encontramos por aquí. Obreros. No está aquí, quizás no está aquí después de todo. Jack debe de odiarnos. Madre mía. Aún no lo dejó trabajar en la catedral y yo lo abandoné. Está construyendo la catedral. ¿Estará aquí? ¿Querrá verme? Pues seguro que sí. No, no es él. Saludos, Brebuni. Puerta de la catedral. Pienso irme ahora, ¿no? No sé si tengo opción de verlo. Ay, por favor. Ah, mira. Mira, 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 está aquí. Está aquí. Qué belleza, quita el aliento. Qué belleza.
There. Are we awake then? You almost missed this. Look at these colourful windows. Look at the light.
¿No va a reconocer su voz? Ojo, ojete.
We came to see you, Jack.
We? Is he?
He is your son.
My son?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Ali, where do we go from here?
Wherever we go, I want to go with you.
Will you marry me? Both of you.
We will. We stayed in Paris as husband and wife. And our son, Tommy.
Tommy.
The days went by quickly. Jack had learned much working as a builder in Saint-Denis. Days became months. Then after a year, we both grew restless. Where can we go from here? We asked ourselves again. We both confessed that we wanted to see our families, our friends. And then we knew where we wanted to go. Home. Even if it was in shambles.
Puerto de Cherburgo. Qué locura.
Hurry. The ship to England will leave soon.
What's going on here?
Whatever it is, if the crowd doesn't clear up, we'll miss our ship.
Volar. Quieren darle una paliza, ¿por qué? Está agitado, deberíamos ayudarle. Sacerdote, quizás pueda ayudarnos. Huele a cerveza en nuestro carruaje. Nadie presta atención, el caballo podría distraerlos. Empeorar las cosas. A ver qué pasa.
Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms, but it was just fairy tales and painted stones.
Well, it always is.
I know, but I'd need a real miracle to calm them down now. Otherwise, they'll rip him apart.
¿Qué podría haber algo útil entre nuestras pertenencias? Gracias a la caja caliente está un poco húmeda. ¿La podemos dar al cura? A ver.
Oh, what a remarkably foreign-looking likeness of the Holy Virgin.
Do you think this might calm them down?
I've already tried appealing to their faith. It would require a direct word from God to calm them down.
A lo mejor si la ven llorar.
She doesn't do anything yet, but if I stood with her where it's colder...
Ya, que eso puede ser.
Behold, the Holy Virgin!
If it takes a miracle to make these fools stop, then give them one.
You're right. I have to make her weep. It's the only way.
Tendrías que ponerte aquí, ¿no? Aquí. Rincón en sombra, ok.
Do you see? It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
Esa forma de líquido en sus ojos.
Look! What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Contempladla.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens. Cease your doings right now and witness the miracle.
Para que se vaya el tipo, ¿no?
Lord in heaven. Why is she crying?
Por vuestros pecados, porque sois unos hijos de puta.
She weeps for your sins. What has this man done to you that you would treat him like a wild animal?
He tricked us and took our coin.
And you would kill him for your own foolishness. The Holy Virgin weeps, for you are not living by the word of God.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy
La Madonna.
Where did she come from?
Inventarse una historia, porque si dices la verdad. Vamos a decir la verdad. Decimos la verdad, inventamos una historia.
For hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
Her destination is beyond these waters. In the small town of Kingsbridge, in the earldom of Shire.
Ojo, ¿te imaginas que se llevase a toda la gente ahí?
Where's that?
Hail Mary!
Make way for the Holy Virgin!
Hallelujah!
Make Robert well! Huh? Blessed Mary, let my daughter conceive!
Give us a good harvest!
They're donating to ask for her blessing.
Oh. The weeping Madonna shall hear your prayer. And with your donations, I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral.
It's you.
¿Quién?
Who do you mean?
You. The red-haired ghost.
Me? A ghost?
My husband is very much alive. I've known him since he was 12 years old.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24 years ago. On the white ship. My poor son. My Jacques.
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Su padre.
Cherbourg.
¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dices? ¿Pero cómo me hacen esto ahora? ¿Pero cómo me hacen esto ahora? Te sentiste esperanzada en el barco de Inglaterra a Normandía. Seguiste el consejo de la cochera y diste con un callejón sin salida en Barfleur. Tú y el bebé caísteis enfermos, pero lograsteis sobrevivir. Ayudaste a otra peregrina en el camino de Santiago. Te colaste en el almacén sagrado de Rashid. Le robaste la onda de Jack a Rashid. Encontraste a Jack en París. Decidiste regresar a Kingsbridge. Salvaste a un jugador de la isla de la turba y conociste a la abuela de Jack y descubriste al fin lo que le pasó a su padre. Capítulo 16. El regreso a casa. Kingsbridge. Mira.
So much has grown. But there are no roots, no herbs.
What are you looking at, Jonathan?
The garden is in disorder. I want it to be right again, but I don't know how to do it.
Ha crecido el pequeño Jonathan, ¿eh?
Before I became prior, I thought the same about Kingsbridge.
Well, what did you do?
I cleaned up.
Where do we start?
Primero vamos a arrancar las malas hierbas, luego vamos a arar la tierra y luego vamos a plantar una semilla.
Some plants are weeds and must go before we can plant new seeds.
What are weeds?
They take away what the other plants need to grow. Light, water, room.
What do we do?
Pluck them. They look a lot like every other plant, so you need to learn how to tell them apart. Here, you see those? They're called wood sorrel. Let's pluck only those for now.
I'll do it.
If you insist.
Muy bien.
Make sure to pull out all of the thin roots.
And now what do I do?
Ahora hay que arar la tierra.
For plants to take root, the soil must be loose and fertile.
So, may I dig now? Done. What's next?
Este es el paso el que yo no estoy tan seguro. Vale. Yo creo que es plantar y luego regar. Pero a lo mejor me equivoco, porque claro, tú cuando mojas la tierra, pues los sedimentos salen también, y eso puede ayudar también a que plantar. Aquí es donde me puedo equivocar, pero yo creo que es plantar y luego regar. Muchas gracias por ese elixir.
Stay here. I'll be right back.
Mira, Jonathan va a hacer lo que quería hacer Milius y que nunca tuvo tiempo para hacer, ¿verdad?
Now, where did you put them?
A ver, ¿dónde podrían estar?
Ah, here they are.
Los ayucos que le da a Milius tiempo A. Perfecto.
I found these nuts for you. Remember, Milius? You always said that one day there will be a beech tree growing here. I think it's about time.
Es un buen momento para recordar a Milius, la verdad. Y Cuthbert también estaba ahí. Ay, los recuerdos.
What did you bring?
Do you remember Milius? A kind man with a warm smile. Well, he told me to give you this.
Wow!
Now we just have to wait.
All right.
Pero mucho tiempo, quiero decir. Te puedes ir un rato, ¿eh? Te puedes ir unos días, unas semanas, unos meses.
How long?
Too long for us to keep sitting here.
That long.
Some things take time. And only with patience will you receive your reward.
Why do we have to do all these things if all we had to do is wait?
Simply waiting would not have been enough, Jonathan. You just paved the way for things to take their course. They are happening right now. And in a few days' time, we will return and see the first green leaf of something new.
Oh. Is it God's reward?
Maybe.
Does he make things grow?
You made it.
No. I just planted the seed.
Por favor, Philip. Mira que soy una persona poco religiosa. Nada religiosa. No me gustan las religiones, ¿vale? No me gustan las religiones. Odio a las religiones. Pero no jamás se me ocurriría transmitirte mi cinismo espiritual a una persona más joven. Es decir, entiendo el viaje que tiene Philip entre manos, entiendo la pérdida de fe, pero si me dan a elegir, no voy a transmitir ese pesar, esa carga espiritual a un niño, tío. No jodas.
Now you can fetch some water from the rain barrel.
But that water's smelly. It's been there forever. There are many trees by the river. I bet that water's better.
That's a longer walk, though.
I don't mind. The distance is worth it.
Maybe you're right. It is worth it. Let's walk together then.
Es que le va a venir bien a Philip Jonathan. Le va a venir bien a... Philip habría sido una persona muy diferente a estas alturas si Jonathan no hubiera estado ahí. Sin la ingenuidad de un niño, ¿no?
What's gotten into Philip?
Our church lies in ruins. But all of this, these dire times, have revealed something important to us.
Sí, que el reinicio siempre fue una mierda.
Maybe until today, I wasn't aware of.
What do you mean?
Decir que Dios no los vigila o decir que no necesitan una iglesia. Bueno, ambas son ciertas en mi opinión, pero el templo en sí no es tan necesario.
You've been praying in these ruins.
Claro.
But you've been praying like you always did, in humbleness. We don't need a church for prayer.
Where else are we going to pray? The chapter house?
The church is where God resides.
God doesn't work in the ways we might assume. Today, Jonathan tended to our garden to make it beautiful again. And he told me of things I almost had forgotten. Good and evil are not in here or out there. They are within each of us.
Ambos son el hombre, pero bueno, tú decides qué mensaje mandar, ¿no? La narrativa también es importante.
God made us in his image. Thus we carry the godly spark within us. But we have witnessed that man can have the devil in his heart as well. Prayer needs no special place, for we are his church. In our actions, he exists.
We are God's temple.
No man is closer to God than any other man. Whether you pray in church or on the streets of our towns.
Claro, pero eso dice la Walleran, por ejemplo.
Whether you're a man, woman, monk or bishop.
Claro.
Philip, look outside. You have to see them. You've got to see the horses and the colors.
Puede ser que sean los caballeros de... Escucharme.
Now, what's going on?
I heard noises and I went to look.
Calm down. What happened?
But the priest said they brought a miracle.
Who? What? What priest?
Ah, es Jack, a lo mejor, claro.
Step right up, brothers
Claro.
and sisters. For you are about to see something that will change you.
Madre mía, el peregrinaje que trae desde
They brought us a miracle.
Francia.
Don't be shy. There is no danger, just awe that awaits you here. Ah, you must be Prior Philip.
Mira, los están ahí enmascarados.
I have been sent by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Here is his letter, in case you have reasonable doubts.
Carta del arzobispo de Canterbury. Carta fecha del 20 de abril de 1141, Philip de Kingsbridge. Por la presente ruego que aceptéis la gracia de la Virgen del Llanto, pues ella ha elegido Kingsbridge como santuario. Cuando los rumores del milagro llegaron a mis oídos, tuve que ver la procesión con mis propios ojos. Hoy puedo atestiguar que es real. Tras declarar el milagro patrimonio de la corona inglesa, quise que permaneciera en Winchester. Sin embargo, los custodios de la Virgen me han hecho cambiar de opinión, pues han venido a Inglaterra con el solo propósito de ayudar en la reconstrucción de Kingsbridge. Tenéis mi bendición, Philip, de Kingsbridge. Espero que restauréis vuestro priorato y lo convirtáis en un lugar digno de la Santa Madre. Teobaldo, arzobispo de Canterbury.
We've been charged to accompany the weeping Madonna. She is to replace the loss of your relic, Saint Adolphus the Martyr, who was taken from you, I hear, with brute force.
What?
On her travel from far away Africa, she has collected donations to reward Kingsbridge for your faith in her and in the Lord.
I can't believe this.
What
is all
this?
You do believe. That is why she came. And that is why you shall witness her miracle for yourself today. The weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian. And I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her.
Philip no se cree nada, dice que.
What country did you say you came from?
We have traveled all the way from a place of wonders too marvelous to behold. The faraway land of Africa.
Africa has many countries, I've heard.
Yes, it does. I knew not her powers or destination. Nevertheless, I carried her for many miles.
What's it like in Africa?
The sun is always shining, and miracles happen every day.
Claro.
Great deserts, fig trees, and creatures that an Englishman can't even dream up.
Like these horses. Are they horses?
They are not. To you, they might resemble horses, but the name the Africans have for these creatures is impossible to pronounce.
Madre mía, menudo cuentista, macho.
Many
¿Qué es una higuera?
Before it dawned upon me.
La madre del
There were fig trees in Africa. What are they?
It's a fruit, of course. It looks like a
Gracias, Corto.
and tastes like a pear.
The scripture mentions these figs, and they sound nothing like that. Why is that?
No two apples or taste alike. The same goes for figs.
Va a empezar a sudar el cura también.
I'm getting the impression that this man has never even been to Africa. But why would he lie?
But I wondered, what shrine
Pilares.
would be her shelter?
Hay algo raro en ellos, no parecen muy devotos.
This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions.
Excuse me. Don't interrupt.
She said, "You shall
Nativos para
build
nosotros.
me a
¿De
new
qué nos conocía la
church
gente?
in Kingsbridge." So we set off
What is in this book
with the
will not
blessing
help me
of
more than the
Archbishop
answers I can
Theobald
find
of
in my own
Canterbury.
heart.
And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, over the sea,
A ver qué tenemos por aquí.
all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout Christians have given money.
Sapos viejos, muy diferentes a los de delante.
That's not fit for a shrine.
This
And I think there's someone
of
snoring in there.
Kingsbridge.
Strange.
The
Nothing
weeping
sacred
Madonna
about this.
has chosen you, all of you.
Pues a veces tapa en la cubierta, un tejido modesto.
Dear brothers and sisters,
Lo que no entiendo es por qué. Porque, bueno, entiendo la razón por la cual no pueden simplemente aparecer, ¿no? Madera, parece vieja y gastada. Invisible desde la parte delantera. Claro, esto es una pantomima.
There is much to contemplate, but not now.
Was not her will. But I wondered. This time it was the Madonna herself.
Es el momento. Miraré por aquí.
Why was Kingsbridge chosen to
Público, veo esperanza en sus miradas. Ya se los han ganado, podría ser peligroso. Remigius tampoco confía en esto, pero Remigius es una mierda. Siempre se opone al cambio y a todo lo que yo digo. Jonathan es tan confiado, quizá demasiado para su propio bien. Es fácil ganárselo. ¡Ojo! ¿Has visto eso? ¿Has visto eso?
My dear people!
Oh, I'm so excited to see a true miracle.
Did you hear that? The Madonna has chosen us.
She's come all the way from Africa.
The Weeping Madonna has chosen all of you.
Oh. ¿Qué hace ahí?
Now, brothers and sisters, I have heard that life has not been kind to Kingsbridge, but it is in places like these, in dark times,
¿No quieres contemplar el milagro?
You want to see the miracle too?
shines brightest. And along the road
I am
from
Philip.
Paris,
Who are you,
across
young man?
Normandy, over the sea, and all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout. This church of Kingsbridge. You heard? Can you feel it? Brothers and sisters, you are about to witness a miracle. The Madonna knows how you have suffered. The Virgin Mother had to witness the rise and fall of her Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and never stopped believing. Kingsbridge has endured many hardships. Prior James left you before his time when you needed him the most. Your old cathedral was burned to the ground.
How do you know this?
And your new one collapsed even before construction was finished. You have suffered the ruthless destruction of your market, homes, and lives.
Dada!
All of you have lost husbands, wives, and children, family and friends.
Dada!
All of you know how it is to be hungry and afraid.
Jack. Aliena.
Philip.
But this is...
A miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
But how?
We thought it was time to give Tommy a home.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip? Do you recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But...
¿Dónde habéis estado?
It's been almost 3 years since I last saw you, Jack. Where on earth did you find him?
I'd almost given up looking for him. Then Tommy found him.
And you decided to come back?
Well, this is our home, after all.
Then what on earth is all this? This miracle?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Really?
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be master builder.
Bien.
Why?
Bien. Porque se lo ha ganado.
Churches and houses they build
Se
in
lo ha
France and
ganado.
Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colors, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
The townspeople probably think that's enough to build a whole cathedral, but to me it looks like about £100. You know, that won't even pay for a year's work.
Like all of this, it's a symbol. Enough for a fresh start.
And the Madonna will stay here. Kingsbridge will attract visitors and donations again.
You mean I should be thankful for these lies and tricks?
Si quieres puedes rechazar el dinero, gilipollas, tú verás.
Aliena, you came back.
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you. And the little one.
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Richard shows up every now and then. And Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
Father lives with her now.
Ah, okay.
What's wrong, Mother?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry.
She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge.
Madre mía.
She knows your pain.
What now?
The miracle.
O sea, aparte, un 75% del milagro es el cura, ¿eh?
Look at her.
¿Cómo vende el cabrón?
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
Menuda labia tiene el desgraciado.
It's impossible.
Remigio.
Why are you weeping?
She's mute ever since her husband died.
Ah.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle.
Okay.
We can't
A mí me vale.
repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
It is time we started doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before and we can do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like that.
Pues vete al carajo, Remigio.
What happened last time?
Vete al carajo, vete por ahí. Vete, no te necesito. Me den por culo.
How easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random strangers to make things better. Philip, why in God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're tricking us into giving them money for false idols.
They are giving us money.
So that we'll place this idol in our priory? Do you approve of this?
Ay, Dios, Remigio, qué. Perdonar el milagro, condenar la decepción. Perdonar el milagro. Hijo, te puedes ir a la mierda directamente.
People need hope. And these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but with good intentions. Mary speaks again. Is that not a true miracle?
You fell for them. You really did. And now you joyfully take part in their deceptions.
Por favor, tengo muchas ganas de que te vayas a la mierda.
I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
Your threat won't sway me. No matter how unconventional, their return and their gift are a blessing.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. And now, I make mine. I resign. I'm leaving the priory.
La es que se va a ir con el Waleran y le va a empezar a comer la oreja, que si hereje, que si Philip, que si falsos ídolos, y va a venir aquí el obispo a llevarse a Philip por hereje, por hereje, pues después del libro que escribió condenando.
You got so big, Tommy. And you're just as shy as your father was.
Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something.
Sí, como Jack cuando era pequeño.
We are so proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here? Your wife, Agnes?
No. Ellen and Martha moved her to Kingsbridge. She got a proper burial this time.
Will you come back with us too?
Would you want that?
Yes. I need your help with the cathedral. Philip and I have big plans.
We'll come.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
Really? What were they like?
They were good people.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does. But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there.
Oh, entiendo.
Who survived?
Por eso le mataron.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love.
Por eso le mataron.
But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him. I was there. And you were there, Jack. But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed. Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than ever, as if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey, the lark his freedom never.
No! No!
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
¿Cuál eran? Remigius.
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waileran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I. I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness and regret.
Y ahí seguramente es cuando fue.
The people they killed will return to haunt them. I promised them.
Sí, van a saber que estaba embarazada.
New prior Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years until the cathedral will be finished.
Un techo de piedra.
Promised to support us.
Vale, Neru.
He has not done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war, poverty, and most of all, heathen beliefs. I have spoken to God. I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in. No matter the cost, this shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end to the dark times.
Waileran, by God!
Jack? What are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here!
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town, our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Oh, preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
Puta, tendrías que haberle dado con la onda en la frente ahí mismo. Ahí mismo, ¿eh? Ahí mismo. Hasta luego, Mari Carmen. Ayudaste a Jonathan a plantar un nuevo árbol. Celebraste tu primera misa en mucho tiempo. Aprobaste el engaño de la Virgen porque da esperanza al pueblo y porque, what the fuck. Aliena y Jack, aparte, como cosa colateral, agradecer Remigio, te ha pirado. Así que, uy, ¿qué tengo aquí? A ver, espera, ¿qué tengo aquí? ¿Qué tengo? ¡Oh, boom! Aliena y Jack han regresado a Kingsbridge. Muy bien. Pues seguiremos tomorrow. Seguiremos con el juego. Vamos a ver qué pasa cuando tengamos el control. La tempestad. Se acerca también, ¿eh? Quiero decir, se acerca de 1154, 11 años después. 11 años después.
3 years. 3 years of drought. 3 years of hunger and poverty.
Ojo, 11 años después decía, ¿no?
England was brought to its knees. Only our walls had kept us safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages. Bishop Waileran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring. Many had died. The work on our own cathedral had almost come to a halt.
¡Hola, qué chula la catedral!
The storm had raged on. It was then that our cathedral gave up its last secret.
Si es algo en las catacumbas que hace que esa parte de la iglesia sea inestable. Hay algo debajo en las catacumbas, ya lo vio, que había una grieta en las catacumbas y había algo raro ahí. Por alguna parte todo este subterráneo de la iglesia es inestable. Pero no sé por qué, no sé qué es lo que hay ahí abajo, tienen que mirarlo.
I told you wouldn't like the sight of this.
It looks bad. But it's not the wall I'm worried about. It's good you sent the workers home during the storm. Now do us all a favor and do the same. Go home. Your children hardly get to see you.
Tus hijos.
Sally have been asking about you all morning.
Sally, what? 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 ¿Tienes hijos ahora? La familia de Jack y Ariena, 1154. Tras prometer a Waleran la salvaguarda de Kingsbridge, Richard y Jack han dedicado grandes esfuerzos a fortificar la aldea. En ese tiempo, William Hamley no ha osado volver a atacar la localidad. Mientras tanto, Aliena ha seguido comerciando con la lana producida en Kingsbridge, sobre todo en ciudades más allá de Siding. La mayoría del producto que venden proviene de los dos batanes que Jack ha construido en Kingsbridge. Ah, claro, batanes automáticos, nice. Aliena y Jack tienen 2 hijos. Tommy ya tiene 12 años, mientras que Sally, su hermana pequeña, tiene 9. Marta cuida de ambos mientras Jack y Aliena trabajan. Hay quien sospecha que Richard y Marta mantienen una relación. Pues si fuera cierto, la mantienen en secreto. Podría ser. Qué vergüenza, Alfred. Ya me jodería que estés trabajando para Waleran. Que ya me jodería, pavo. No me jodería.
You'll kill yourself up here.
That crack down there must have been due to the storm. If the storm works, I work.
My cathedral was never designed to be this high.
Yeah.
I know. I reinforced the walls. It cannot be the height.
El problema no es la altura, son los cimientos.
I dare not come closer. If your mother knew I was up here at all, she'd kill me.
Both of us.
What?
She would kill both of us.
Algo para el Kido del futuro.